Do I still sound bad?
No, you're fine. I think you're just muffled in my ears. I think my ears might
Yes,
just be
you're
muffled.
muffled in my ears too. Whatever. I'm just gonna fucking kill myself. Oh, this is the Jacket Off Sodcast, episode 10.25.
2-5. That's probably like 2-2. Dillon. Villadoo. Oh, dude, not my last name. I don't like that.
It's 10.25 because we recorded 0.75 of it's like point no, it's like 0.0025.
Yeah, you know.
Something like that. I got these icebreaker sours. I miss Altoids Sours. That's what I was saying earlier because you thought that's what they were. But they're like 13 years discontinued at this point, I think.
Yeah, but they came in that metal tin.
Well,
I can go for a good Altoid right now, like a cinnamon one. A cinnamon Altoid's a good Altoid. I don't know if you know this.
I guess I don't. I remember that towards the end of the run with Altoids getting discontinued, they started becoming like what happened with Four Locos, where they ended up getting to the end of the run, they removed the caffeine from the Four Locos, and then everybody started stockpiling them. So now if you go on eBay, you can get Altoid Sours in a tin, but more than likely when you order them, they're going to come to you in the tin, you're going to open up the tin, and there's going to be a solid block of fucking corn syrup right in the corner of the tin because it's all melty and decomposed and shit. It's disgusting.
I mean,
people pay mad money for that shit.
It makes more sense than a Four Loko, though, because you stockpile a Four Loko. You don't want to drink those when you first get them. Well, who the fuck wants to drink an outdated Four Loko?
Well,
just drink a Red Bull vodka like a normal person.
It's
or Red Bull Devil Springs or Red Bull Everclear if you really want to get that fucked up.
Gross.
That's the way to go.
It's not like they appreciate in value.
No, it's not a fine wine.
It's not aging on the shelf, getting better and better. It's just getting more and more like
Lucky doesn't eat through the can.
White wine vinegar. Ugh. I remember.
Hey, you remember?
You remember Four Loko? That was awesome. Did you do the Four Loko challenge?
What's the Four Loko challenge?
Wasn't that the thing where like you drink like four Locos in one night or two or something like that?
I got three. Yeah,
you got pretty fucking close.
In 2 hours.
That's wow.
It was impossible to drink anymore because I woke up in the morning.
The limits of your drinking in college are basically I couldn't drink anymore because it was the next day.
Yeah.
I had reached the end of the line. I'd continued drinking and I can't.
The only way I'd be able to drink more was if someone handed me another one and said, "Drink this."
And good for them. They saved your life that day by not handing you another one and say, "Drink this."
Yeah, fuck that.
You wouldn't be here today.
Oh, boy. I'm wasting internet bandwidth.
There are starving people in Africa that need this bandwidth, Dylan, and here we are talking about Four Loko. Exactly.
Yeah. You got any topics for today?
Oh my God,
man!
Topics.
Usually I got stuff written down on my notepad, but not today.
No hot topics for today.
I mean, the Devils, they got the first draft. They won the lottery for the first draft pick for next year, so I don't know if you're interested in that.
Sorry, I dropped out on you there.
Yeah. Hey, can you check your internet connection real quick? I think you dropped out on me. I said the Devils, they won the lottery for the first round draft pick for. Oh, Brent, you're freezing. You keep freezing up.
Um, what are the hot topics? Well, I bought an iPad Pro on plastic fake Monopoly money, and I decided to do that because really just for the same reason that when you're at the grocery store and you see a food item that you don't typically get, and it's like, oh, Capri Suns are 10 for 10. I'm gonna get fucking Capri Suns. It's like, in what world does a grown-ass man at 26 get Capri Suns? I mean, the answer to that question is simple. Summer's coming. I need some Capri Suns.
I kind of lost you on this analogy.
Okay, I'll bring it back. The only reason you bought the thing was because it was on sale.
Oh, okay.
You don't normally buy it.
Okay.
So basically, I was on Slick Deals, and they were like $100 off iPad Pros at Best Buy, and I was like, I have a Best Buy credit card. Maybe I could go get one of those iPad Pros that all those people are talking about. So, got in my car, went over to Best Buy, asked them if they had any of the ones I think it was like the Space Gray 32 gig iPad Pro for like, I think it came out to be like $499, and then I bought the pencil.
You know why they're on sale?
Well, because the iPad Pro 2 is coming out.
Yeah, so you pretty much bought an obsolete product that once the apps on it update, yours not even going to be able to run it as smooth as it used to. So good job, way to go. That's how they price you out with Apple. Good job, way to go.
Whatever. At any rate,
don't worry, you're not going to use it anyways.
I was using it earlier.
You drew a goddamn cube guy that you could have drawn on the thing you bought last time.
I couldn't draw that on that stupid piece of shit.
Bullshit.
That thing sucks. I was trying to draw your dumb face on it one time, and it was the worst. It is fucking laggy, and like the glass on the screen is so thick you don't have any like response. It's just not good.
Yeah, that was probably a waste of money. It sounds like it.
It was fucking, yeah, it was a big waste of money. I mean, I think I got it for a deal. Like, I think I got it for like $430 or something like that. It's worth $500. But like, the pen is really big and unwieldy, and like just drawing on this iPad is just so effortless so much better. And the screen is fucking awesome. And did I mention this? I don't have to hook anything up to it to fucking draw on it.
I still don't understand why you didn't just get it to begin with.
I know, I was stupid for not doing that. What I wanted was something big. Like, that was the mistake.
Yeah, you wanted that giant Wacom tablet.
Yeah, I wanted like the
$5,000. Yeah.
And I get this 9.7-inch iPad, and I'm like, man, this was the perfect size the whole time, and the drawing on it is unbelievable. I mean, I'm talking, you can tilt the fucking pencil sideways and shade it like you would like on a pencil sideways in real life.
Yeah, you can flip it over and erase, can't you?
I don't think on that you can, actually.
Oh.
And I can't flip over and erase on this Monoprice piece of shit either. The only thing I've ever been able to flip over and erase on was a standard Wacom, like 2.0's tablet.
I can't believe you bought something whose brand is Monoprice. It sounds like you get it at fucking Big Lots or something in the goddamn garbage bin.
Monoprice is a good brand. I bought a lot of things.
It's right next to the fucking 5 episodes of the Power Rangers on DVD. The Monoprice.
There's the
animation station. Jesus Christ.
It's right next to the knockoff Mega Blocks and fucking. I do feel bad.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? The last fucking disc PC game ever made.
Tunes collection, and it's not any of the good ones. It's just the shitty ones. I put that on eBay yesterday, the Monoprice thing, just to see if I could sell it.
Oh, eBay. You went with eBay.
Well, because I know that if I put it on Letgo or Craigslist, everybody on Letgo and Craigslist isn't going to fucking know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, somebody on eBay is going to know that they're looking for something like that.
They got to look for it.
Well, that's the other thing, is that I'll probably be waiting for a fucking month to get this thing sold, and then I got to ship it. It weighs like 11 pounds.
Put on one of
This
those
cost me
fucking...
$5,000 to ship it out to some rube. So anyway, that's that. And then, of course, right when I get back with the iPad, you call me, you text me and say, Brent, I'm standing in front of 5,000 switches. What should I do? You know, Dylan, at this point, why don't you just kick them? Because I'm not going to buy it.
I saw him and I laughed. I was like, like there's literally like there's two workers standing there, and there's just three of them sitting like on the shelf.
Wow.
You know how they got like the glass cases like in Toys R Us? Yeah, there were just like three of them on the shelf, and I'm like, you guys just have switches? I said that to them, and they're like, yeah, we got them in, and these one, like, I don't know, they just haven't been selling as fast, or people people probably just stop looking for them at this point, because after you go out so many times like you stop looking for it, and there it is. And he goes, yeah, we can only fit 3 right there, but we still got like a box of them in the back.
Wow. That's crazy.
But it was just the gray one. I guess everyone's buying the blue and red.
Right.
Like the neon one, I guess those were sold out, and I guess he said those were selling pretty good, but it's just funny.
I mean, eventually I might get to the point where I want it again, but it's not going to be for a while.
They had about 9,000 copies of Mario Kart 8 too.
Did they?
Yeah. I don't fucking know why, but sure enough, there they all were.
Did you buy it?
No, I haven't gotten it yet. I'll probably get it like next week.
Okay.
I like to, as much as I like buying games, sometimes I like to spread them out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I can play a little bit of, like right now I'm playing Puyo Puyo Tetris. That came out Tuesday. I just got that.
I think we're living in a saturated ecosystem of video gaming.
At the same time, I told you to buy The Division because I wanted to play The Division again.
And
even though I just got a brand new game.
I wonder if we could. I mean, that pissed me off so bad that we both log into the game, and you're just like, "Where am I? I don't know where I am." And I'm like, "I'm in Brooklyn. Where are you?" I don't know. Uzbekistan? I have no idea where I am.
I think Brooklyn is like the intro thing that you got to beat to get to the main Manhattan area.
I don't know how long it takes. I got to do it.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done with me, as we know.
Yeah.
To actually sit down and complete the first part of a game is really the hardest part.
Really, you should have just did that this morning instead of us playing Overwatch for fucking 2 hours.
That's true. We didn't even do good.
Well, I mean, you didn't go good. Don't be lumping me into your shitty gameplay.
Well, I'm lumping in the 2 shitty teams at the beginning, and then we got a good team, and then average after that. I had fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you had fun.
I had a great time. I actually like the Uprising gameplay mechanic.
Yeah,
I enjoyed playing that.
They expanded more on the Revenge of Junkenstein. I don't know. Did you play any of that?
No.
It was the Halloween one.
I don't even think I had it.
Yeah, you might not. No, I don't think you did have it.
No,
it was the Halloween event that they did.
Yeah.
And it was similar to that, only you were
Didn't they just spawn characters on a square map?
Yeah, it was smaller than that. It wasn't as like
right.
But it was PvE, player versus enemy, however the hell you want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were just protecting the door to, Eichenwald?
Yep.
The bridge part? So it's just like that area. And you were protecting the wall, and then a couple of hero characters spawned, and then you kill them. But they pretty much just expanded on it for this, which was cool. I guess.
Yeah, I like the flood mechanic.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people seem to like the idea of playing bots or whatever.
Yeah.
So they brought it back. That's cool that they planned. I didn't even know this was coming out. It was kind of just thrown in there. They just needed an event. They've been churning out the events like every couple months at this point, because it started with the Halloween and then Christmas and then Chinese New Year and then this Uprising one. They've been coming out like every 2 months almost.
Wow.
Gotta get those skins, baby.
They have a death grip on their fucking audience that is so profound. Like, Blizzard is literally the company to beat right now for anything. I mean, even if it wasn't a shooter, it just, all of it is fucking crazy. They're like at the top of their game right now.
Well, everyone knows that if a Blizzard game comes out, it's going to be quality. Even though they're pretty much all just the same as, like, they don't make their ideas aren't new. They just perfect the ideas. You know what I mean? It's so like, yeah, that's all.
They've taken the idea of the online arena shooter and brought it to the modern age. I mean, people have been playing TF2 for a fucking eternity, and now they sort of were just like, well, I think we can do it better. And they definitely, I mean, people have been trying. There were tons of games. I mean, Battleborn, Loadout. There's always been these little surges of people trying to like hit that note, and this game isn't going anywhere. I mean, it's always consistently really great, super addicting, easy to play, hard to master. I think that's the key component of it right there, is that having such a wide diversity of characters fucking makes it hard to master. But not for you, Dillon. You're the best.
I'm not even good.
When your opinion is you're not even good, and mine and I'm bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that just really makes it bad. That just makes me really bad.
I have good games. I'm not good at it. That's pretty much how it works.
Yeah. It's pretty much how it works with anything.
So, you see any good movies lately?
Oh my god. I watched Toy Story 3 the other night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We were just sitting here and sometimes I get in this mood of where I don't want to watch anything that I have to get real invested in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Toy Story is like one of those things that you can pop on that you don't really feel as though you have to like super pay attention to, but at the same time, it's going to pull you right in until you are anyway. So it doesn't,
Till you're crying your eyes out in the third act.
Exactly. Boy, what a fucking... You know what I think the thing that I took away from it watching it now, like watching it a few years later, is that it's the most clever of the Pixar movies. Because when I think about other Pixar movies, they're visually stunning always, and they're very entertaining and whatever. But at the same time, Toy Story's like writing, all the little Easter eggs, all the little shit that they throw in, and the dialogue, that's either geared towards adults or whatever. There's tons of stuff that you don't notice and you kind of laugh at now because, I don't know, they just put a lot of thought into it.
What did you get now that you didn't get fucking the 5 years ago that it came out? It's not like you were 10 when it came out.
Well, I guess I just didn't remember it. No, it wasn't. It was. Okay. I don't think it was so much about any like adult humor that I didn't get because I was a fucking adult when I watched it.
Exactly. Also, what the
no, it wasn't about that. It was stuff that you just didn't notice that they were trying to do. It wasn't necessarily funny stuff, or it wasn't anything that they were like. There was just some things that were subversive before when I watched the movie for the first time that I didn't notice now.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could think of what I had noticed. I sort of sometimes I watch things and just move through it, and I don't like take any mental notes of it. It's like, that was good. And then I just toss it out.
Did you see the cowboy and the space guy? They totally beat that bear.
Like, one thing that got me that I did like, that I kind of forgot about was the bookworm. Which was the guy, the toy that kept track of all the toy instruction manuals.
Yeah.
That's probably a thing right there that was not a major point of the movie, but one of those things where I was like, they put a lot of fucking thought into that. Or like in relation to the Buzz Lightyear instruction manual where they flipped them over to demo mode. I mean, just the fact that the idea of brainwashing a toy was flipping them over to fucking demo mode is genius.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but when they flipped him back and they fucked him up into the Spanish mode, they tried to go into the instruction manual to figure out how to switch him back, and the instructions were in Spanish of how to get him back. That whole thing is really one of those things that is just so fucking clever on their part. It's crazy. And also another thing that I didn't pick up on was Barbie and Ken. A lot of the
Ken being fucking just straight up gay.
Well, not just that, but because that's very clear and they make reference to it a lot. But
my mascots.
They make those characters a lot more, I guess, a lot more visually animated in the face because they're more like people, and they're also a lot more erratic. Like Ken's like dance movements and like all of his different types are so fucking erratic. It's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
It's like the Lego movie. They only work with their points of articulation, like like the actual toys.
You're right.
Points of articulation. That's why, I mean, Woody doesn't really count. Well, no, because technically he has points of like if you look at his arms and his stitching, he has like elbows stitched and knees stitched and stuff.
He has human articulation.
Yeah, but like they're not exactly like bone, like hard pieces, you could tell, because he kind of walks like a smoother walk than like. But yeah, the Barbie thing is, it's just because they just move their arms like just like the Lego movie. When you watch the Lego movie, they kind of hop.
Yeah,
they do a little hop thing because they don't have knees to like make a smooth walk.
I really love that like Lotso was the kind of stuffed animal that smelled like strawberries, because they had like a lot of those in that era. Like they had
strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, they're playing on the strawberry shortcake thing first and foremost, but like it's
like a mix of strawberry shortcake and a Care Bear.
Yeah, they just put a lot of thought into these characters, and not only just their dialogue and what their attitude is like, but and it's also dark. It's the darkest Toy Story because it grew up with its audience. In many ways, I think they're going to do that with Cars. The next Cars, whether it's good or bad, which could be bad. I mean, the second one was not great.
I never even seen it. I heard it was like a James Bond movie, basically.
I don't know if I only know it was bad because it was just the most universally lauded as like one of the worst Pixar movies ever, which is saying something. It still made a bajillion fucking dollars. I mean, don't kid yourself. That movie is like, you could shit out a Cars movie and it's still gonna make a shitload of money. But with this new one, they're doing Rocky basically.
He explodes or whatever in the beginning. Well, he's not fast enough. He's old. He's old school.
You can't do this anymore, Lightning McQueen. There's new race cars on the track, and they're fucking
get 'em, Rock,
like Teslas and shit. You can't be doing this, you old fuck. They're going for this whole thing. It's like, it's Lightning McQueen's last hurrah, and he's gonna go with a trainer, and they're gonna do a montage, and he's gonna beat the new fucking car and whatever. Yeah, exactly. Not that that's I mean, if they can do it well, it might be a good movie. But they've definitely scaled up the darkness. They did it on Toy Story 3 to the nth degree. That's pretty crazy how dark that movie is sometimes.
You remember that song, In the Nth Degree by Morningwood?
Ooh. Whatever happened to Morningwood?
Well, they came out with that song, The Nth Degree by Morningwood, and I'm pretty sure that was it.
Whatever happened to
That
Morning
was
Wood?
that
They
was
came out with that song called they came out with that song called Nth Degree, and then that's what Morning Wood was.
there was that time of music where they were just that type of music was just coming out. You had Metro Station was another one of those type of bands.
Do you think that Morning Wood, Metro Station, Fountains of Wayne,
I think like Franz Ferdinand's even in there, like almost that
Franz Ferdinand, did they come out with probably not to the greatest success of Take Me Out?
No, not really. No, they did come out with
think
more,
it's
but anything else came out.
I think they're probably are very much our modern day one hit wonders. I think.
I feel like Phoenix was like the only band that kind of sounds in that, like it came from that era that had more than one hit.
Well, yeah, because they had 1901 and Listomania.
Yeah, that's two.
I mean, that's all I can think of. I don't know what else they did.
They had a whole nother album. I don't even know if that came out around the same time. I think my timeline's right, but it's like the same style of music.
Yeah,
almost.
They've been making that indie stuff for a long time.
Indie electronic.
Yeah.
Rock.
I mean, that's so horrifically popular now that you can't fucking throw a cat without hitting a fucking indie rock, electronic pop, dream pop guy.
Morning Wood they were just too early for their time.
They were ahead of their time. They could have been Fantagram. Morning Wood could have been Fantagram.
They could have been St. Lucia.
They could have been St. Lucia. I mean, Elevate really is the only song by St. Lucia that, Elevate and Dancing on Glass, those are like the two songs off the one song off each record that hits like real hard. Like Elevate's got like 30 or 40 million, if not more, plays on Spotify. That's a big song. It's a big song in that space, I guess. I was gonna say this. Do you know who?
It's fucking drooled all over my face. Fucking retard.
I have this discussion a lot. Who do you think that exists now will end up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 20 years from now?
Ooh, no one.
They're gonna stop the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, they're gonna board it up.
Now. Huh?
They're gonna board it up.
It ends here. There's no more good music. No artist in this age lasts long enough to actually warrant the entrance into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But in all seriousness, Beyonce, she'll be one. Jay-Z probably.
The only issue
Eminem.
with that though is that they've
Are
done
you talking like now?
Well, no, yeah, no. I guess I should widen it out and say in the past 10 years. I mean, thinking about that with a caveat though, Green Day and Nirvana got in there on the first year that they were ever eligible. And I believe that in order to be eligible, you have had to have been out for a certain amount of time. And I think Green Day and Nirvana hit the 20-year mark, and then they got inducted immediately.
Well, that's because they pretty much were the first of their style of music. Yes. You don't really see that now.
The one that I think
maybe Skrillex is maybe I don't know.
That's true. I think given that
he's won Grammys.
That's very true. I think given that there's a theme here of moving less towards rock and roll and more in terms of popular music,
like rock lifestyle, basically, as opposed to just rock and roll.
Because people would get pissed about like the fact that Kiss or Rush didn't get in, but Run DMC got in, or whatever, and it doesn't mean that Run DMC
because they were pioneers of that rap rock.
Oh yeah,
that new metal style. Not really new metal, but
new metal. All right,
it was
the
more
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award goes to POD. All right,
Korn would get it before POD.
Limp Bizkit.
Fred Durst is waiting for that phone call.
Fred Durst is waiting patiently in his fucking in his bungalow that cost him $35,000. Fucking waiting for that phone to ring. Someday they calling me. They want me to come to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I knew Break Stuff was gonna break through eventually.
I I mean, that's the most hype fucking song ever. If you want to have that argument, you can't even have that argument. That song is so hype, it's no question.
There's nothing you can do to that song. It's kind of like a very good joke. You can't add or remove one more word from the joke because it's got all the fat cut off of it.
Yeah.
Break Stuff has literally got all the fat cut off of it. It's got the one riff. There aren't 5,000 riffs. It's got one riff.
3 Days Grace.
It's got one drums. It's got one wicka 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 wicka, and that what do you got? That's
and
it.
Then the lyrics are just the perfect complement to that style of song. It's like the first song that was just like, this is the type of music that you break stuff to. Also, this song's about breaking stuff.
It's funny that looking back on Limp Bizkit now, he really did set out to create the kind of music that he created, and he did it.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. And it was actually pretty well crafted because Wes Borland was a really good guitarist.
Well, yeah.
And I think the tone of Wes Borland shit on those records is where you get how hard it is. Like, it's really hard. It's kind of like DMX in a way.
Well, yeah, it's like Korn too. Like, it's so bass heavy.
Yeah.
But it's not really bass heavy. It's just like they have that one driving force that is so well crafted that everything just sounds harder around it. Just like Korn, when like you hear the fucking bass riff, it's punching through everything else and it's like beefing up the whole.
Are we having a spirited and academic conversation about the merits of nu metal right now? It was really good, man. I mean, for the time, it was pretty fucking good.
It was good.
It served its purpose.
It did serve its purpose.
I don't even know what we were talking about before that. I wanted to say something.
Oh, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
who nowadays would get inducted?
One of the ones.
Imagine Dragons.
That could be one.
Yeah, that was I don't really like them, but that's a legit. Them or Kings of Leon.
Has Coldplay? They've gotten in. No,
maybe
they have
definitely Coldplay.
Coldplay would be getting inducted before any one of those.
Maybe Muse.
Muse, yes.
Muse is a
Foo
weird.
Fighters?
Muse, fuck. Of course, the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
They don't even count. If Dave Grohl's in it, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think is that Muse is factors.
I find Muse to be very interesting because I don't know how they got so popular or why they're so popular, but they are.
Twilight.
Really? I have no clue. I would really like to know because it makes no sense why them of all bands are popular. Not that they're bad, they're really good, but I don't know if they're like they do anything crazy different. It's just a harder Coldplay. Is that what it is? Is that why?
Well, yeah, because
it's Coldplay for the people that hate Coldplay.
I think a lot of people would probably say that Muse is the closest thing that one could get in terms of an experience of maybe going to a Queen show.
U2. I'd more appropriate them to U2 than Queen, to be honest.
Well, I would say that from an arena rock standpoint, yeah, they probably come closer to U2, but their sound is a little fuzzy. It has a pretty solid electronic component to it, but also the piano. It's very piano driven. Most of these are written on a piano. They're one of those. They're one of those things where you could do Muse unplugged, and you could do it with like a big symphony orchestra type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes their music so huge. Is that it's written in that way that's like, you could put violins and fucking a big ass orchestra to it and do like the Metallica S&M type thing, but with Muse.
It's just weird. I always thought it was weird that they hit it so big for.
I think
seemingly
Black.
It was that album because what was their first song? I'm running.
Hysteria.
Give me your heart and your control. Oh no, that's Hysteria. What am I thinking
Hysteria,
of?
Yeah.
I can't.
Plug in, baby.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's Uprising.
Yeah. See, I keep thinking of the wrong song. It's not even that. But whatever. Go back to who's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame.
So I think Coldplay would be like really early. I think Foo Fighters would be super early. You're right on Beyonce, Jay-Z if they're going in the direction of like a rap type thing.
Time is running out.
I would think think that if any rappers still existed in 20 years that exist today, you probably end up with Eminem, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
Eminem will get it first, but
Eminem will probably get it the first year. He'll be the rapper the first year that he's eligible.
It's
no doubt about it.
Yep. But I'm thinking if I were to think about bands, I don't even know. It's weird because it's kind of a short list now. There aren't very many.
It's because no musician anymore cares about what they put out. It's just, you know what I mean? There's no care in it.
That's not a cynical view.
There really isn't. There's no fucking care.
I think you just gotta look harder. I think maybe the way
I shouldn't have to look that hard for fucking bands that care. All right. Shouldn't be getting the same shit over. It's like when I texted you about the Chainsmokers album.
Oh yeah,
they figured out something that worked, and then they didn't care anymore, so they just repeated the same fucking choruses. They stripped all the melodies that they used to write out of their songs completely, and it's just fucking knit patches on their fucking synthesizers.
It's that's a bad scene, and I think but in the 2000s, how many people were saying, you know, oh, everything is the fucking same now? It's weird. I think about this all the time. I went to a party last night, a housewarming party, and it was a bunch of older people, because I guess it was my coworker and his girlfriend and a lot of her family and a lot of her family friends, right? So it was a lot of people on her side of the family were there.
Who the fuck has housewarming parties?
People who are rich and they can afford to live in an apartment that costs like $1,300 for a one bedroom.
It was an apartment?
Yes.
That doesn't count. You don't have an apartment warming. You just have a party in your apartment. Everyone gets shit faced.
To have an apartment warming party is to get booze. That's really all it is. People bring you booze.
Oh, that's not how you do it. You just have a fucking party so that all your neighbors around you know that you're gonna be a piece of shit and they're gonna hate your guts.
That's called Pickett's Halloween Party 2017.
Yeah. Well, good thing you only had one neighbor.
Well, yeah.
And,
I digress.
Yeah, whatever.
You digress. We all digress.
Housewarming party.
Digresses.
That great housewarming party you went to. Tell me about it.
Great housewarming party, okay? It was a fucking rager. The reason why I bring it up is because they have a Google Home at this housewarming party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is trying to get a piece of this thing like they're talking to Jesus. And they don't know how to address it because they're all 100. So you got these people who want to play fucking Warren Zevon, and while like my coworker's girlfriend is playing like good party tunes, like I would play any of this. Like if I were DJing a party, doing a wedding, like these are the songs, right?
Yeah. Early
2000s throwback jams. Destiny's Child and fucking Usher, and you know, not
tried and true.
Slow, yes. Tested. These are time-tested songs. Thong songs.
Kid tested, mother approved.
Right. So, she's in the middle of playing these songs. And Brendan was like, you know what you should do? Get on my Wi-Fi and start controlling it from your phone. And I'm like, oh, then people are going to get mad at me. And he's like, nah, just do it. So I start doing stuff. And of course, I go to the I'm following in that same vein. I'm hitting the standbys. The songs drunk people like, because they're all drunk. So what comes on? Don't Stop Believing.
Fucking Sweet
I Don't Wanna Miss a
Caroline.
Thing. Huh?
Sweet Caroline.
Yes. All of the standards, right? So we're hitting those. Then I make a misstep.
Ooh.
Which it wouldn't have been a misstep if the majority had ruled in this case, meaning the moms of this party and the sisters of this party were in control of what was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And weren't assholes. So I played Return of the Mac, which I gotta always play, just to see.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
See if it stands up. Does it stand the test of time?
I put it on, and this one guy who was the Warren Zevon guy, which is clearly gonna cause a fucking problem. I turned on Return of the Mac. Before that, he was okay. Everything probably wasn't to his liking, but a lot of times you lose sight of what you're doing at a party when there's women there. Don't be stupid. Because what the women want at a fucking party is what you want. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that puts on Cocaine by Eric Clapton and all the women want to hear is fucking Show Me Love by Robin S. Don't be that guy.
No one wants to hear
Because
Pink Floyd,
those
all right?
women are in control of that party. It ain't going to be fun unless they're shaking their asses, so get a grip. Anyway. I put on that song. Then he tries to, like, yell over it, and he's like, okay, Google, play fucking Werewolves of London. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. This guy's going to bring the whole thing to a grinding fucking halt. It's not like it's not like I care. I'm sitting over on the couch just watching this shit go by in front of my face. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. You can't write shit like this. So the Google doesn't understand him. And then, so what I try to do is I try to salvage it. So I let it play. I let the next song that was in the queue play through. I actually can't remember what that song was. It was something mystical, Usher.
Sure.
Savage,
Yeah.
one of those types of things.
Savage.
Come on, you can't not play Swing.
Yeah, but Mystical, Usher, Savage, you know.
Savage. Well, I was just naming ones that came in that list after that. Anyway.
Killionaire.
It's so funny because the generational divide is what always gets me. And I think about this constantly. In the same vein as who's going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 20 years from now, I also think about how is it that I am 26 years old now, right?
Yeah.
There should be a grouping of music that I hate that is at least a decade behind me, right? Like this should be like somebody who is 16 years old, because this all happens in decades. Somebody who's 16 years old right now should like a different kind of music than I like at 26, is my thought. Because the music you listen to in high school, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you actually like music. That's the difference.
That's where I'm getting to. I think.
Yeah, it's not that you like music.
It boggles my mind that I can go to this party, and I haven't met very many people in my life that want to listen to fucking Warren Zevon. Werewolves in London's a great song.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. That's a great song. It's one of the classics. But at the same time,
Kid Rock made it better.
Get fucked.
You should have played that because it couldn't understand him. Oh, he would have fucking exploded.
That guy would have threw that Google. So the thing that I always have trouble with is, you're right. I do like music more than the average person, and so do you. So there's a lot of times I have trouble with the why not both argument, because that's my whole life. My whole life is why not both. In the same way that somebody's like Epicurious, like If it looks good, eat it. Just listen to all of it, because good shit is good shit. And the guy that wants to only listen to fucking Warren Zevon and Badfinger and the Beatles is missing out on the new Warren Zevon's Badfingers and the Beatles. You can find what you're looking for out there in new artists that are paving the way, fusing together different genres, old type of stuff, if you just stop being an asshole.
Well, they don't want to. They got better things to do.
Those people don't want to consider the idea that maybe the rose-tinted glasses that they've been wearing up until now might have cracked, and they should probably take those off and look at the regular world as it stands. It's like, there's tons of shit out there that's close to what you like. Have you ever listened to the Black Keys? Have you ever listened to fucking
Wolf Mother?
Have you? Yeah, Wolf Mother. It's like, I like Led Zeppelin. What kind of people can I listen to if I like Led Zeppelin? Well, here's the odds of this happening. There are millions of people in the world who like Led Zeppelin. Now, let's imagine 5 of those people get into a band and they really like Led Zeppelin, but they also like Rush too. Then Wolf Mother happens. And then you get this sweet-ass 50-50 band that's progressive and folksy and hard rock heavy metal. And it's like, boy, I would have missed out on this had I not fucking pulled my own head up from my ass.
Yeah, but I want to listen to Black Dog on repeat till I fucking die.
I want good music. This is good. I'm fucking dead.
I want a fucking boombox on my gravestone, just playing Black Dog over and over again.
The Nick Swardson thing where you're strung up. It's just you're strung up on a drum set.
Playing Moby Dick.
Playing Moby Dick. It's frustrating because these people don't even want to hear you try to make all the suggestions to them. In many ways, sometimes in my life, I feel like I act as that aggregate engine on Spotify where it's like, if you heard this, you might like it's like I'm a real life version of that guy. And in many ways, nobody wants to listen to that guy. Nobody wants to listen to a dude, because how pompous does it sound for some dude to be like, I mean, this is good, right? This is the classic, but you might like this new band that does that, and then in their opinion probably copies it. And it's like, there'll never be another Led Zeppelin. It's like, did people say that there was going to be like, who the fuck? There's going to be another lots of things.
There'll never be another Yardbirds.
Of course there's going to be another
Jeff Beck's a god.
Because there are good guitarists being built and born and fucking assembled every day. And the Jeff Becks of the world are out there waiting to be in another fucking Yardbirds or whatever. There's Joe Satriani's and Steve Vai's out there everywhere. And it just, I'm going to topple off my soapbox here now. I just wanted to elaborate on that because I thought it was funny. Everybody was shit blasted at that party.
Yeah. Except for fucking Warren Zevon guy.
Warren Zevon guy. There was, if I were to make a generalization, I think 3 dudes at that party were Warren Zevon dudes. And it's like, again, I think what it comes down to is...
To be fair, though, they probably didn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to be somewhere and you got fucking Ursher in the background, fucking blaring, fucking drunk girls going, woo! All you wanted to do was sit at home, watch fucking MASH, read the paper, then go to bed.
Put on your Werewolves in London LP vinyl signed by Warren Zevon, and then go to bed. And I get that. I guess if I put myself in those guys' shoes, in many ways, and I hope I don't get to that point. That's another issue of thinking about what I like now versus what I'll like in the future. Holy shit! I mean, that's a scary enough thought as a person who likes music, to be the guy that's like. I used to know what cool was, and now I don't, and the same shit will happen to you, you little fucking whippersnapper. Now get off my lawn. That's terrifying. For me to think that if chain smokers are around in 12 years and they're still making the same generic fucking shit and that I hate it and everybody still fucking loves it, it's going to break my heart. Because I'll have to tell people, I remember when Closer came out, that was a good Chainsmokers song.
This is literally the same thing as that. They changed nothing.
It's like Closer 20th anniversary edition, and all the kids are gonna love it because it's a throwback. It's like, what world am I living in? It's like going out to Mysteryland or Camp Bisco and seeing all these artists and shit. Half the time, I'll tell people about them my own age or younger. Fuck, half the time, like, what I work in an office that's got a few younger interns, like they're in their they're like 19 or 20, 18 maybe 18 last year, 19 now, whatever. And I'll be like, yo, Marshmello, you fucking that, you know, Mark, you hear this remix of Alone? Hot shit, right? Not only do they not know the artist who did
Quit
the
trying
remix,
to act cool, old man.
Yeah. That's the other thing, is that it's genuinely a problem of where is it like, am I wrong or is the youth of America wrong? Because in my opinion,
if it's not Drake, they don't want to hear it.
That's true.
That's
if
rule
it's not
one.
Drake, Future, let's be fair. If it's not Drake or Future, they don't want to hear it.
You gotta have that heavy stuff.
I love, like, that's the thing is, when I went to that when I did that trap party that one time in Glens Falls, I DJ'd that trap party, right? There's a bunch of white people. The party was thrown. The guy who contacted me was a black dude, and he doesn't even like some of the mumble rap that some of these white people wanted. What world am I living in? Where this girl comes up to me at the booth, she's like, do you see that there's white people here? And I'm like, you're looking at one. And I'm like, so what's your point? They're like, they don't want to hear this shit. They want to hear, I want to hear like French Montana. I want to twerk. I'm like, you don't twerk to French Montana. French Montana is fucking just regular like mumble rap. You twerk to twerk. Like,
it's in the name.
You want to twerk. Put on Dillon Francis. Put on fucking Diplo if you want to twerk. And they didn't want, I mean, and that's the thing is like, how could I have gone so far ahead that I had already lost touch? Like, wanting to go to a party and play Diplo and Dillon Francis and like some heavy trap shit like Nightmare and whatever. Just want it because they didn't pay me. I was going to go and play whatever the fuck I wanted. I could give two shits about if I don't get paid, I ain't playing any of your shit. And I also like did like shit that white people like. NSYNC, fucking Backstreet Boys, you know.
Too white.
It's too that white. Old chestnut. It's too well. No, but I did that remix that I always use, the fellas remix, the bwomp 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 bwomp.
You might as well play him Warren Zevon.
Play Cocaine. I'm not gonna do that. I'm never in a million years. It was bad enough that some guy came up, put a tenner in my fucking tip jar, and wanted fucking Sublime. He wanted what's the
Smoke Two Joints?
No, not that one.
What I Got?
No, not that one.
Wrong Way?
Summertime, the living's easy.
I mean, that's an easy song to do.
No, not that it doesn't fit in this scenario. It's just sometimes, depending on what you played before it, it could completely destroy the room. So
you got to work to it. That's why.
Well, right. This guy just came up in the middle of my whole thing and was just like, can you play this song? It's like, I don't know when I'm going to play it.
I'll get it in there for you. I'll get it in there for you. Don't you worry, buddy.
Well, and at that point, I didn't care so much because the attendance was half of what this guy quoted me at. Everybody was like, but I don't understand why nobody showed up. It's like, I don't know either, and I don't even know why the fuck I'm here. So
You're
I'm
lucky
gonna
I'm
play
here.
this guy's request right now. I just got done playing fucking like some dun, 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 boom, 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 like whatever. I'm just gonna do this song, cut right into it. Who gives a shit? So it's like being the guy that loves music now is impossible because I don't know. I know what other people like, but I don't know what the typical. What does the typical 16-year-old like? Are they listening to Chainsmokers? Are they listening to Halsey? Are they listening to Daya? Or am I just listening to that?
Yeah, you'll never know.
That's the problem, is that I'll never know, and it'll sneak up on me so quickly that I'll be the guy at the housewarming party 25 years from now. They'll be like, play some Skrillex. It's like, shut the fuck up, old man. Skrillex is going to bring down the party. It's like, I'm not playing that fucking old geezer shit. Go back and play that on your compact disc, you fucking idiot. Go back and play that on your Pioneer CDJ, you pile of garbage.
So you made me think of something
Go.
that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think Diplo ruined music?
Popular music?
Yes.
Do you mean like in terms of his permeation into it, like how much he's there, or how much he has contributed to it?
Well, more the fact that how much he contributed, and then how much people try to copy his contribution, that just make shitty ripoffs.
Mainly, the thing that always upsets me about that is
and not only them making ripoffs, but also the fact that everyone tries to turn it into basically like their song to like an EDM song, or like getting other EDM artists to write for them.
Yes. That's been going on for a long time, though, in certain genres. Think about it. I'll put it to you this way. When disco happened in the mid-'70s, just around to the late 80s, or the early 80s around, what did Kiss put out? Kiss put out that magical
jam
record, Dynasty, which had such classic hits on it as I Was Made for Loving You, Shandy, or Shamadoo, Shamalama Ding Dong, whatever the hell the name of that song was.
Sandy sells sea cells by the seesaw.
Right. So this has been happening. I think in a way it's the greatest form of flattery to acknowledge that there's a wave of music that's happening outside of your control. That's why post-grunge happened, because every hard rock and heavy metal hair band saw Nirvana and they're like, we're dead, we can't do this. And then post-grunge happened, and those bands came out doing the glam shit, but they were all of a sudden post-grunge or whatever.
Well, it's also like that one Swedish guy that produced half the boy bands and like Britney Spears songs and stuff. Like,
right.
Diplo's just the new version of that.
Yeah.
But you can always tell when a song is just trying to copy that style, but they didn't pay anyone who knows how to make that style to do it, because it just sounds off. Your drums sound flat. It sounds like a Chainsmoker song off their new album, as opposed to. I think I told you that it sounds like someone trying to make a Chainsmoker song. That album does, as opposed to the Chainsmokers making a song.
Not only that, but it sounds like the Chainsmokers trying to make an album in Logic with all the preloaded instruments.
Yeah, it's
like all the drum machine instruments in Logic that come with it.
No drum.
They're just like they picked one.
Nothing's
just
tuned.
went with that.
It's just...
But to get back to the main point, am I upset that Diplo ruined music? Not himself, but really people that are trying to emulate him. No, because I think ultimately there's a reason why the genuine article always succeeds, and it's because of the reason you said, is that people, whether they know what a production should sound like from a technical perspective, like there's not many people that understand that, but they know when it's good, and that's why production is important. You don't necessarily know why something is good, you just know that it is.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the Diplos of the world have tapped into this style. They've tapped into something. And also that speaks to the fact that he himself gives a shit. Whereas the Chainsmokers don't. Diplo isn't going out there every year trying to make the new Diplo record again. He's going out there and working with other artists and sort of broadening his scope. The fact that Dillon Francis is going to make like a 100% back to Moonbatones type album is awesome. They're just trying new shit. I think that's the point right there. Diplo is going to be so far ahead of the people trying to copy him that you'll be able to spot it a mile away. Well, you'll end up with a song that has like the same sort of vocal modulation as Lean On, like.
Oh, that's more DJ Snake though.
That's true.
DJ Snake's really good.
Diplo does those high range mods.
Yeah.
So he has certain parts to his sound that, while people might think they're easily emulatable, they're never going to sound exactly like. It's just like Eddie Van Halen.
Because he perfected it.
It's like, yeah, he built all of his equipment, and then after he got done touring with it, most of it was fucking destroyed. Nobody's going to be able to go out there and play Eruption the way that he played it with the Brown sound. Most of his equipment worked like shit. That's why it sounds like that. It's all overdriven, and all the frequencies are through the fucking roof, and everything's like this rumbling incessantly. And it's like, that's why he's successful, is because he's ahead of where people copying him currently are. Like, that shit comes out, Lean On comes out, and everybody's like, oh God, we got to make the next Lean On. How the fuck are we going to do it? Get some vocals into the booth and turn some knobs and go, oh shit, now there's another thing. And then the next day they turn on YouTube and it's like Diplo came out with a fucking another song that sounds like Party Favor or something. That's like, oh God, how are we going to keep up?
Well, it's a funny example of that is with the Ed Sheeran song, Shape of You.
Yeah.
If you listen to that song, it's obviously trying to be a Kygo song.
Yep.
But it doesn't.
Well, it's because Kygo did so many remixes of Ed Sheeran too, like in Passenger and whatever, like all that shit.
Oh, is that like? But I don't think Kygo did that song, did he?
No. Well, that's the thing, is that this tropical house sound, that's another person that if you wanted to say, did Kygo ruin music? He could have.
Yeah.
Because you talk about like that the ones Firestone. Talk about Firestone or his remix of I See Fire, or his remix of No Diggity. The remix of No Diggity that Kygo did was Ed Sheeran on an acoustic guitar doing No Diggity. The funny part about that is that the Ed Sheeran's vocals and guitar are typically really good at putting it into that tropical feel-good type of thing. It matches. His vocals match that.
Yeah, but what I was just the point I'm trying to get across with that song is, if you listen to the original song, it's flat almost. The tropical part isn't beefed up.
Yeah.
Which is like, obviously it's because it's Ed Sheeran. He's mostly his acoustic guitar and him. But like, you'd think someone like his producer would have been like, oh, let's, if you're gonna go in with this fucking tropical house song, maybe let's go all the way in.
Right.
But it doesn't sound like it's all the way in. It sounds like it's an afterthought that they kind of just patch over like some bedroom producer just threw a tropical house beat over an Ed Sheeran song. But it just followed the tempo. Now, Major Lazer did a remix of this song, and you could tell right from the beginning that it's almost like it's what that was supposed to sound like, basically. Just like the synths are more punchy, there's more like attack on the synths, and like just the drums are punchier and everything else. It's just a shame that when they try to do something, they don't go all the way forward. They don't go for it. Like, if you're gonna do it, just fucking go for it. This is what I said before. No one cares anymore. They don't care. It's like, oh, this is good enough. They'll play it on the radio. Sure enough, you turn on the radio right now, I bet that fucking song's playing. Guarantee it. Give it 10 seconds, it'll play again. But it's lazy. It's just a lazy song.
Yeah.
It's lazily produced. The song, like, the writing's cool. Like, the melody is fine. Like, all that shit's fine. But the production value on it is less to be desired, because he's only trying to copy something that he knows is popular, but at the same time didn't decide to go out and get he could have got Kygo to do that for him. This motherfucker, this is his, what, 5th album or something? You could get Kygo. Kygo's out. Kygo's there. You call him up. I'm sure your guy's got his number. Have someone that knows how to do it. Don't just be fucking, don't you try to do it.
Well, remember, Dylan, we can't all be Kygo. Sometimes we have to be the Chainsmokers.
Great.
Nice melody. You're gonna make that into the next banger. Oh my God. It sounds like, on my end, it sounds like fucking Zelda. All right. I think that is it for this week of the Jacket Off podcast.
Oh, that's the end.
Episode 10.
Oh, your mic sounded like shit the whole time, just so you know.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's that. Oh, audio only version in the description. If you're listening to the audio version, there's the
you
video.
Don't even want to listen to that audio version, apparently, because it sounds like garbage.
The video version's on YouTube. You can find us at youtube.com/jacketoffpods. Actually, I don't even know what the URL is, to be honest.
You can find us on soundcloud.com/jopods.
But also, if you just
find us on iTunes and Stitcher by searching the Jacket Off podcast.
Jacketoff.net, I believe, sends you right to SoundCloud.
Sure.
I think. So there's that.
Might do it.
Yeah. All these things and more. If you even made it this far, congratulations.
You get the prize.